Hello, I'm Sharon Winslow, and I'm telling you the story of Jesus' last hours on earth, taken from the Gospel of John, chapters 18 and 19. From the Kidron Valley, Jesus and his followers went to a garden Jesus frequently went to with his disciples. Judas, who betrayed Jesus, knew the place where Jesus could be found. When Judas and his soldiers arrived at the garden, Jesus asked 3 times, "Who are you looking for?" They replied to Jesus each time, "We are looking for Jesus of Nazareth." Jesus told them 3 times, "I am he." Jesus asked the soldiers to let the others go that were with Jesus in the garden. Simon Peter became uneasy and nervous, and he reached out and cut off the ear of the high priest's slave. Jesus told Peter, "Put your sword away. Am I not to drink the cup that the Father has given me?" He meant, aren't I supposed to follow the plan God has for me? The soldiers arrested Jesus. Simon Peter and another disciple followed the soldiers and Jesus. They took him to the father-in-law of Caiaphas, the high priest. A woman asked Peter, "Are you one of that man's disciples?" Peter was standing around a fire with some of the others who had gathered. The high priest asked Jesus about his teachings, and Jesus said, "I always taught in the synagogues, never in secret. It was open to anybody." A second time, Peter was asked if he was one of this man's disciples, and Peter said, "No." A second time, a slave asked Peter, "Did I not see you in the garden with this man?" Peter said a third time that he did not know Jesus. At that moment, a rooster crowed, and Peter remembered that Jesus had said Peter would deny Jesus before the rooster crows. They took Jesus to the headquarters of the Roman governor, Pilate. Pilate asked the man who had brought Jesus to him, "What charge do you bring against this man?" The man replied, "If this man were not a criminal, we would not have brought him to you." Pilate said, "Take him yourselves and judge him according to your law." The Jews said, "But we're not permitted to kill anyone." Pilate addressed Jesus. "What have you done?" Jesus said, "My kingdom is not from here," meaning he was under God's authority and not Roman authority. Pilate told Jesus again, "I don't find that he is guilty of anything. You and I have a custom that I release someone to you at the time of Passover celebration. Do you want me to release this man, the king of the Jews?" The people shouted, "No, not this man. We want Barabbas." Pilate's soldiers beat Jesus and made a crown of thorns and pushed it down on his head. They also put a purple robe on Jesus. They kept saying mockingly, "Hail, King of the Jews!" Again, Pilate told them that he had nothing against Jesus. The crowd started yelling, "Crucify him, crucify him!" And Pilate said, "Not me. You take him and crucify him. I find nothing." The Jews answered, "Our law says he ought to die because he claims to be the Son of God." Pilate said to Jesus, "Where are you from?" Jesus didn't answer. And Pilate said, "You do understand that I have the power to let you free." Jesus said, "You only have power over me because it was given to you from God." Pilate became more and more uneasy, but the Jews wouldn't leave him alone. They said, "If you release this man who claims to be king, you are no friend of the emperor." Pilate handed Jesus over to the mob and said, "Here is your key. Shall I crucify him?" Pilate handed Jesus over to the crowd to be crucified. Jesus carried his cross to Golgotha, the burial site. The soldiers put him on the cross between 2 criminals, also on crosses. Pilate had a sign made and put it on the cross that said, "Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews." The crowd asked Pilate not to put the sign up, but he said, "What I have written, I have written," and left the sign up. The soldiers divided up Jesus' clothes among themselves. There were 3 women who were all named Mary, standing by the cross. One of the Marys was Jesus' mother. Jesus said to his mother, "Woman, here is your son." Jesus cried out, "I am thirsty." Someone gave him a sponge with sour wine on it and held the sponge to his mouth. And after Jesus drank the wine, he bowed his head and said, "It is finished." The Jews did not want Jesus' body left on the cross, so they prepared to take Jesus down off the cross and carry him away. To make sure he was dead, one of the soldiers pierced his side with a sword. Joseph of Arimathea asked Pilate for permission to take Jesus' body away, and Pilate gave him permission. Nicodemus, a friend, came and brought myrrh and aloe to put on the body. They took Jesus' body and wrapped it in the linen clothes and covered the clothes with the myrrh and aloe. There was a garden with a new tomb in it, which no one had ever been placed. They laid Jesus in a tomb.